Stick in the comment section. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share the video.
Yeah, they be lying, huh?
If you want to. And watch this.
These people came on Oprah talking about how much money they was making, and they couldn't have been making that much because they killing their damn nephew.
You all say bless. Have a great.
I told you age was just a number, bartender. This is a grown-ass man out here still in a gang. I mean, not that the age, there's an age on that, but I'm just saying this nigga taking this shit to his job. He had a elementary school getting young kids knocked off and shit. I mean, what kind of gangster is that, man? That ain't them old school gangsters. They wasn't going to no elementary schools knocking off the young kids. Come on, man. I mean, that's what this dude did. He's a teacher from Georgia, charged with the murder of 2 young kids.
Gang violence. I always knew about the mafia, the mob and stuff, the drug dealing, but the gangs, a ratchet ass state. And the reason why I gotta say that, it's some strange shit coming out.
Continue to evolve and grow. Now listen to this. According to warrants, police.
First, last night at the Grammys, because we have to address this, Lil Baby simulated a Black Lives Matter riot. Anyway, here's a clip from what happened last night.
We've been saved by your
And then Cobra Kai.
It's a state of emergency. It's been a hell of a year. Hell for over 400 years. My people, it's time we stand. It's time we demand the freedom that this land promises. President Biden, we demand justice.
Oh. First off, I don't know what justice you're demanding, and secondly, I'm pretty sure Biden doesn't understand you.
Yeah.
What? The guy screwed up in his speech. He screwed up the first word. I didn't want to talk about the speech because it was Thursday. He was meant to say tonight. He goes, to light.
Did he really?
Oh, no. And it was one of those things where you could see on his face. You know, someone who would be smart enough would say, like, to light. Oh, we'll say it from the top. But instead, you could see on his face, he immediately wanted to check out and not finish the speech. He goes, to light.
You know the thing.
Americans, and he still had to do it. It was like the Boom Goes the Dynamite Kid. Hey, by the way, you saw that? I don't know if you noticed this. Bring up the side-by-side. They were simulating bombing a Wendy's.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they blamed on white people with the Rayshard Brooks shooting.
And the funny thing, they showed that clip right before them when we cut away. They showed a guy being put down on the pavement and then just getting up and running away and then getting shot. That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
No, he body slammed 2 cops and stole their weapon and ran away and pointed it at them.
Seems they missed a few slaps, a few Kimura attempts.
If you wake somebody up from a nap, I'm so grouchy. Police say Michael Deshaun White was a Crip, specifically a member of the Rollin' 20s. It's the second largest African-American street gang, and members have tattoos of the Pittsburgh Steelers emblem. Now, White is listed in the warrant as a shooter. That's someone you rely on to shoot someone else. That person often carries firearms.
Let's say he is a gang member here. He has the ability to really influence an entire classroom of young children.
Absolutely.
Member, it was part of someone getting killed. These 2 siblings. Well, we had a brother and a sister who basically got killed in their own house due to the fact they was looking for somebody else. Now, all this is allegedly, but they called them up with a police sketch and some witness information. So you know how it goes when you on these streets and you thinking that nobody is knowing your business and you getting by. They always got somebody out here telling your business. They have snitches. You see what I'm saying? How you think the police know where the drugs come from? How you think they know who killed Pookie and Ray last week? They got people out here telling every damn thing to help beat them charges. So let me school y'all on something right quick. If you know people who done been in trouble and you see them out, as soon as they go to jail, they snitching. You feel what I'm saying? They working for the people. They 12, they one time, 5-0, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I'm going to read a snippet from this story and give my opinion. Surely as we go. Elementary school teacher, 26 years old, still with the gang shit, is charged with murder and gang-related revenge killings of an 11-year-old girl and her 15-year-old brother. 11-year-old girl and a 15-year-old brother all over some bullshit-ass gang shit. I tell you the truth, people need to get themselves together, boy. Jesus gonna bust that sky open any moment now. What you gonna tell them then? Now, Michael White sound like an old ex-Crip member. 26 years old, a fifth grade teacher from Jonesboro, Georgia, charged with murder in October 2016 double homicide of Tatiana and Davion Coates, and may they rest in peace. Suspected gang members shot the siblings after breaking into their home in search of another 15-year-old boy. You mean to tell me you're gonna bust in my damn door and search for somebody else? Then you gonna kill the 11-year-old, the 15-year-old? I'm telling you, what kind of people are these? These are not people. What kind of monsters are these? And when they catch them, they need to send them straight to Pelican Bay, send them straight to the gas chamber. Damn this lethal injection shit. You see what I'm saying? They need to skin them alive, put them in a tub of hot water. You know how in the country, like for people who been in the country, some of y'all might just had it yesterday. You know how they kill the pigs and they skin the pig with the chitlins and everything over these big ass pots outside with logs and stuff. A lot of y'all don't know about that right there. When you hang the pig up and stuff over it, they need to do it just like that. Just ball their ass. You know what I'm saying? Till all the skin fall off the bones. Now, police would not say whether White was the trigger man, but he was seen at the scene of the crime. It doesn't matter. That still make you an accessory to murder. Now, 4 of the children between ages 6 and 13 were present at the home. So it's just nothing but kids there. You had the youngest at 6 and the oldest was 15 years old. So you mean to tell me that these people who so-called gang, they give Crippin a bad name, you know what I'm saying? If all my people out here in LA, they like, yeah, Trey, you right about that. They give Crippin a bad name, because you mean to tell me that you grown ass people will sit up in here and go in the house trying to kill a 15-year-old boy that wasn't there and that left prior to the shooting? I mean, you killed everybody but the intended target. Isn't that strange how every time you hear about these drive-bys or somebody getting killed, it's always the person innocent that had nothing to do with it end up getting killed? You know what I'm saying? Now, White became a 5th grade teacher at Tony Elementary School in August 2017. Just got the damn job after submitting to 2 separate background checks, because guess what? They didn't have him in the system. And if they didn't have him in the system, guess what? You're free to go. Clearance. You can walk on up in them school buildings. Matter of fact, you could have probably been a police officer if you didn't have nothing else on your record. Now, a Georgia elementary school teacher has been charged with murder in the gang-related shooting deaths of 2 young siblings in 2016. Based in part on a police sketch, police believe 26-year-old Michael Deshaun White, sound like an old phony Crip, was at the scene of the killings of 11-year-old Tatiana Coates and her 15-year-old brother, Davion Coates. Suspected gang members shot the children after breaking into their home in search of another 15-year-old boy who had fled prior to the deadly home invasion. So this was 2016. He's 27, 25 years old. What in the hell do a 25-year-old got business beefing? Yeah, beefing. And for those who don't know what beefing means, we're not talking about quarter pounders or Wendy's Baconators or Five Guys burgers or Fat Burger or Whataburger. No, we talking about beef, problems, issues. We talking about getting in their ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about when we mean beef. Problems. It's going to be smoke in the city, troubles on the street. What business does a 25-year-old, he was 25 then, because this happened in 2016, they just not caught up with his funky ass. Now, what business do a 25-year-old got beefing with a 15-year-old boy? You're a grown-ass man, this is a child. What business do you have beefing with a 15-year-old boy? I don't know that. And maybe that's why his dumb ass got caught. And it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing his ass got caught. Because guess what? That could have been my brother. That could have been your brother. That could have been your uncle. Or whoever else if he was a little older. That could have been your niece, your daughter, your grandchild. So have no pity for these fools. Because just like they show no mercy on this 11-year-old and this 16-year-old, we should not show no mercy on them. Forget the skin color, forget all that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's the number one thing on this show, Know the Ledge show. It's unbiased. I don't care what color you are. If you're right, I'm going to stand with you. If you're wrong, I'm going to drag your funky ass from here to Russia. Now, suspected gang member shot the children after breaking into their home in search of another 15-year-old boy who had fled prior to the deadly home invasion. I don't know if God told that 15-year-old boy, look, you better get on up out of this house. It's going to be smoking the city. I don't know if the Xbox was calling him or something. I don't know if he had some kind of premonition. I don't know if he had praying grandma or praying mom or something. But evidently, God...
No matter what he had, he brought that karma to that house. So, but they was a part of that karma. And if Trey don't admit that, the consequences proving him wrong. because no matter what happened, the consequences is that man came to get him. He was in such a rage until if he couldn't get him, he was going to get somebody else. So by them associating with him and letting him come over there, and it must have been a known fact because the man knew where he was at and knew where to come there, so he must have felt like he was going to blast them all anyway. They was just collateral damage. They was going to get blasted anyway. Because if he was that determined to get that person, but my point is this. They signed their own, like, funeral by letting that person, that whatever dirt he was doing, and then coming over there like, this is where I'm going to hide out, or whatever. He brought that, they brought that on themselves by letting dude in there if they knew that he was going, and then they gonna talk about, oh, he said, I gotta go. Why? They might be coming to get me. Well, they ain't gonna get y'all, they just gonna get me. That ain't what happened, did it? They got them too. So, them people was just as guilty. They should have told dude, dude, you got too much of a trail following you. Your karma is too bad to be bringing that karma to this house. So they didn't do that, and then that was the consequences. Because in that gang thing, remember in Chicago, age is just a number, nigga. 15, 14, that's shit, nigga. What you talking about? He shouldn't be, nigga. That's what age day is.
I was on his side that day. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that the other people lost his life, but why did he leave right prior to them coming over there to do what they done?
That's what I mean.
That's crazy.
Because how the hell you gonna go set them up and you ain't gonna be there to take your justice, nigga, your sentence? So fuck that. He wouldn't have been, nigga. They messed up. They let him put them in jeopardy.
Isn't it? Now, if the 15-year-old never left the guy they was looking for, would have killed the 11-year-old and the 15-year-old? So why would they kill the 11 and the 15-year-old?
Because they was blasting everything in that motherfucker. What are you talking about, Trey?
I guess because they didn't want to be identified. But if you go back earlier to the story, they said it was a 6-year-old there and the other one was 13. So why kill the 11-year-old and the 15-year-old? I mean, I don't understand that part right there. But anyway, now, Clayton County Police Major Tina Daniels says at least one other person has been arrested, and the agency is still waiting on the ballistic test on a gun recovered from a shootout in Tennessee. The next day, reported WSB-TV.
But plus, that was a mistaken identity anyway, because they thought he was going to be somewhere in the crowd, so he was going to shoot up the whole crowd.
I mean, it must be the Grand OK Corral around here. It must be Dodge City himself. That's where they get that phrase from, getting the hell out of Dodge. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be a gunfight. 6 shooters and revolvers swinging like it ain't nothing. Now, she would not say whether White, a 5th grade teacher at Tony Elementary School, was the one who pulled the trigger, killing the Coates siblings. But guess what? It don't matter. Your ass was there. You just as guilty. You knew what the hell they was going over there for. And just, even if you didn't kill the people, just you going into a home invasion, serious Class A felony. And then you go in there pistol whipping the guy, you would have called him there, serious Class A felony. All kinds of charges. So you was down from the jump anyway. But it's sad that you would take this 11-year-old girl and this 15-year-old boy life. They didn't even have a chance to start their life out yet. I mean, that's very sad. And then to be the age that you was, whether you pulled a gun or not, you knew. You know, you couldn't have told those people that you was with, look, man, we don't need to be doing this. Or you couldn't have, just separated yourself from them. Because this sounds like a very kiddie matter, if you will. Because why would you be hunting a 15-year-old boy down for? That's crazy. That's like me hunting a damn 15-year-old boy down for something. As long as you ain't came in my house and tried to threaten my life, hell with that. I'm not worried about you because I don't gangbang any damn way. Like I say, it's all about that big buckety bucks, that green. But anyway, White was arrested on Friday and has been removed from the school pending the outcome of the criminal case. But guess what? The school is not going to hire his ass back. The school over there in Kashnakistan only got 3 teachers and 300 students and need teachers. Will not even hire his ass back. You know what I'm saying? You are done. You feel what I'm saying? You can put a fork in him. He is finished. Now, Davion and Tatiana Coates were home with 4 other children aged between 6 and 13 at around 5 a.m. on October the 22nd, 2016. when several people broke into the residence on Levy Lane in Jonesboro. One of the children inside the home called 911 to report the home invasion, and when officers arrived, they found the brother and sister shot to death. And whoever that child was that called 911, big shout out to you, much love to you, and it's good that you knew to call 911. So it's great that either you learned that from the TV or your parents or grandparents taught that child that. That was a smart thing to do. And teach your children, for everybody that's in reach of my voice, teach your children, learn how to call 911, because it just might be your life they saving one day. It just might be you or your loved ones or themselves. So teach them. You see what I'm saying? When things go bad, this is what you do. Because guess what? Every second count. Every second count. It don't take that long to bleed out if you've been shot or stabbed also. Now, the children's parents were believed. Give me a second, please. The children's parents were believed to have been out for the night as the home invasion unfolded. Detectives believe that the gang members attacked the home in Jonesboro looking for a 15-year-old who had been staying there with his mother and 4 siblings and who was allegedly in possession of their weapons. Devion and Tatiana's mother had reportedly offered the other family a place to stay when they moved from Chattanooga, Tennessee, a couple of months before the tragedy, reported Chattanooga Times Free Press. So the mom allowed this family to come from Chattanooga, Tennessee to her place, her residence in Jonesboro, and evidently they came with a whole lot of excess baggage. That's why I said you gotta be careful who you let in your house. The only way that a devil can get in your house.
I told you that some karma got brought there. So there ain't no way you let you knew that much danger was coming your way, and you accepted it. You a part of it, nigga. You instigated it. No.
Vampire is you got to open the door. That's the whole saying about the vampire. The only way they can get in, you have to open the door to let them in. See, a couple of months before the tragedy, reported Chattanooga Times Free Press. So the mom allowed this family to come from Chattanooga, Tennessee to her place, her residence in Jonesboro, and evidently they came with a whole lot of excess baggage. That's why I said you gotta be careful who you let in your house. The only way that a devil can get in your house, vampire, is you got to open the door. That's the whole saying about the vampire. The only way they can get in, you have to open the door to let them in. They just can't walk in. You know what I'm saying? It have to be conjugal. It had to be willingly, you know. And that's sad because all this would have been avoided if you would have looked back into these people and see how they living. That's why you people out here, and also with your own children, if you got children out here who's robbing people and selling drugs and shit, that shit is going to come back on you. Trust me, I know, because I had a couple people in my family that got murdered. They're the husband and wife. You all know the story I told you on past previous videos. Well, he got murdered. He didn't even sell drugs. He just owned 2 businesses, and they thought he was a drug dealer just because he had money. That goes to show you how shallow some people think. They think the only way you can get money is you sell drugs. That's crazy when there's millions of other ways to get money. But anyway, so be careful who you let in your house. Don't let anybody in your damn house. Trust me, a soft heart gonna have your ass dead somewhere stiff. You feel me? Now, Devion and Tatiana's mother had reportedly offered the other family a place to stay when they moved from Chattanooga, Tennessee. A couple of months before the tragedy, reported Chattanooga Times Free Press. Clayton County Police Chief Michael Register said the teen had run away back to Chattanooga because he knew that the members of the gang were coming for him, leaving his 4 younger brothers and sisters along with the coach's children to fend for themselves. Man, what kind of weapons did you take from these damn people? Rocket launchers, bazookas, AK-47s? Did you take Muammar Gaddafi golden gun? Did you take Saddam Hussein golden gun? Because you know they had golden guns. They had that cheese. But anyway, what kind of weapons did this boy have for them to walk up and down and just kill somebody even though they didn't find the right person? I guess they figured somebody had to lose their life. But that's sad though, and all this would have been avoided if this boy would have never came to that house. And if he's knowing what he's done, he should have never brought his ass over there. I don't care about him being 15. You knew what the hell you was doing. You were smart enough to leave that house, so you should have been smart enough not to never go over there. I mean, come on. You all have to understand. When you was 15, did you or did you not know what you was doing? If you go out there and you were part of a gang and you steal guns and weapons from these people, do you not know what you done? Because if you didn't, you'll go back around like it ain't shit. So he was running from them, so evidently he must have knew something. That's sad. Your siblings had to pay the price. That's sad. Now, the suspected murder weapon was recovered in Chattanooga the next day following a shootout involving the same gang members suspected in the Colts double homicide. So these people right here definitely want him dead and is not playing. Evidently, this young man, must know a lot more than what's being told in the story or what's being alleged. Because sometimes you have to read between the lines. Evidently, it's more than what's being said. Because all this just over a couple weapons. You can go get a couple more weapons. I think this is over money and drugs also. Or them guns got bodies on it and they scared that he gonna tell to spill the beans. That's probably what it is, most likely. Now, White was hired as a teacher aide at DeKalb schools in March 2017 after passing a background check, according to Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He became a 5th grade teacher at Tony Elementary School in August of that year after submitting to a second background check, which officials say raised no red flags. He wasn't convicted of anything. Davion Coates was a 10th grader at Monday's Mill High School in Jonesboro. His sister was a 6th grader at Point South Middle School. They are survived by their parents and 7 siblings. Now, you cannot tell me that's not a sad story, and all this would have been avoided if those people from Chattanooga, Tennessee would have never came over to Jonesboro, and this boy that was involved in this gang shit, thinking that it's all sweet, thinking that it's all love and all this and that, if he would have never brought his ass there. Because what he done, he brought that mess right to their doorstep. And that's why you have to be careful who you let in your house. And let this be a warning to you all, a lesson, a warning to you all, to watch who you let around you. Just because they're young don't mean shit these days. Trust me. Trust me. Because young people will get you in shit just as fast as old people will. So just be aware of your surroundings, because a lot of this stuff you can prevent. That's why I'm cautious for anybody to come around me. Even little kids, you know what I'm saying? They might, hell, you might be in a tub, they might come in there with a radio or something and throw it in the damn tub with you. You got to be cautious of everything anyway. But anyway.
This is a story about a man who got shot in the back of his head, in the side of his head, back of his head, by a lady who was pretending to be a gangster with a loaded gun. And then she got a real light sentence because he didn't die, but he still got messed up and lost an eye, you know, because it tore out half his brain, right? So she was sitting up there talking about she went 180 days in jail, and that, hey, y'all gotta let me go because I didn't know the gun was loaded. The hell you mean you didn't know the gun was loaded? No, you knew the gun was loaded, and this man in the back seat paid you to shoot me, and now y'all telling lies. That's what happened. The man in the back seat had something against him, right? A grudge against him, and he paid that lady to shoot him on Facebook.
Those 2 sentences, the 10 years for aggravated assault and 5 years for tampering with evidence, will run concurrent, so she will just spend a total of 10 years behind bars. Damper did break down in the courtroom after his sentence was read. It was very clear to everyone.
Bitch, if somebody shot you in the back of the fucking head, what the fuck is you talking about? What you crying for?
Was expecting the judge to hand down such a stiff sentence for this. Our camera was not allowed in the courtroom to film since the morning of this.
See this dude in the back, that guy back there? He the one who gonna give her the signal to shoot him. So that's what it's all about. He can't do it because then it's gonna not look like an accident. But this other lady can do it.
Since the morning of this shooting on Easter Sunday 2018, she has not spent one single night in jail on those 2 charges. In court, we learned that Damper, the victim, Devin Holmes, and a 3rd person were all playing with 2...
Look, ain't no playing. Did you see that lady just pick that gun up and aim it at that man's head? What the fuck you mean playing? I don't see no playing. I don't see no playing. Watch the gun fire as soon as he sees
in court,
put it down. Stop.
Damper,
look
the
at him.
victim, Devin Holmes, and a 3rd person were all playing with 2
going
unloaded
like,
guns
on,
in a
man.
parked car. And at some point, they began a Facebook Live video. The guns were then reloaded. In court, Damper's defense team maintained that she didn't know the gun she picked up was loaded. She fired that gun at the cell phone live feed, and nothing happened. On the
Look at that.
stand today, she was weeping when she said that she assumed it was still
She just cocked it.
Unloaded when she racked the gun and pulled the trigger, firing at Devin's head. Her defense asked for 180 days in prison. Instead, That judge handing down the sentence that sent a shock through the courtroom. We spoke with Devin and his family in an exclusive one-on-one interview just afterward.
It shows that human life are all valuable. If he didn't come with a verdict that good,
That was premeditated.
Say, well, human life is not valuable with the state of Texas, but he showed me that it is, so I'm happy about it.
You got what you deserve. You got what you deserved. I don't care how you wanted to be gangster. Now you can go be gangster for 10 years. You get all the gangster shit you want.
So tonight will be Cassandra Damper's first night in jail since the shooting again back on April 1st, 2018.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Ultra with foot shoe comfort is a different kind of running shoe. The kind obsessed with giving you the space you need to go your own way. Ultra. Make room for a better run.
It's not nearly enough punishment.
The woman who shot Devin Holmes spent 6 months in prison.
6 months, that's how much my son's life was worth, 6 months. Because his life didn't change forever. It wasn't changed for 6 months. It changed for the rest of his life.
Cassandra Damper, who was sentenced to 10 years in December of 2018, was released last Thursday on June 18th on shock probation. She'll serve the rest of her sentence at home. According to the district attorney's office, anyone who is sentenced to 10 years or less is eligible for shock probation. It's granted by a judge.
I just want to know if it was the judge's child, would he still have gave
That's a damn shame.
That's what he should think about when he's doing stuff like that.
Prosecutors trying to fight the decision.
In this case, we argued for prison because that's what the prosecutors on the ground felt was appropriate, and that's what this administration felt was appropriate.
He still can't walk. Like, it's so many things that he still can't do. But he has a 7-year-old daughter in there that she can't go nowhere with her father.
And for Holmes' family, they feel they were failed, not given appropriate justice.
It's the justice system we're fighting against now. It's part of the justice system. It's messed up. There's nothing we can do about it.
As part of the deal for Damper, she'll have to serve 10,000 hours of community service over the next 10 years. And Holmes, he'll receive $50,000 restitution.
He spent $50,000 in maybe 2 weeks in rehab. So $50,000 is not. He's been in a wheelchair for 2 years, over 2 years now. So $50,000 is not it doesn't put a dent in his medical expenses.
Damn. Did you see that monkey wrench? Did you see that monkey wrench? First they said they gave him 10 years, which was light as fuck. Then they had a loophole in them 10 years. If you're doing 10 years, we can give you probation. How the fuck do you get probation until you do the 10 years? Oh my God. That is, ooh man. If that would have been a little Chinese kid, or a little Mexican kid, or a little white kid, that wouldn't have happened. They would have had a riot in the street and everything else. If that would have been a Chinese kid, this would have been all over the news all across America. Somebody shoot some Chinese kid and these white folks then gave him probation. Ain't that a bitch? Nigga, white folks wouldn't have gave him no probation if it would have been anybody else but some black people. They can just do anything when you black because you ain't got nobody backing you up. Ain't nobody fighting for you. How the fuck they say we got civil rights? The rights is whatever they say is our rights. If they don't want to give us no rights, we ain't got no rights. See, this is a monkey wrench, man. This is a monkey wrench.